The woman sat on the train, hoping for a romantic encounter. When she saw men she wasn't interested in, she gave them sharp looks to drive them away. But just as the train was about to depart, a handsome man walked by. The woman fell for him, at first sight, but the man sat down in the seat next to hers, not hers. To hide her awkwardness, she pretended to read her book. Soon, the train arrived at the next stop, and the woman with black hair got off. The woman couldn't help but smile to herself, thinking her chance had finally come. The train started moving again. When the food trolley came by, both of them raised their hands at the same time. Unfortunately, the attendant didn't hear them. Awkwardly ignored, the two exchanged an embarrassed smile, but that smile gave them a chance to start talking. The man, saying his neck was sore, moved to sit across from the woman. The woman asked curiously, "There were 2 empty seats just now, so why did you sit next to me?" The man replied, "I prefer sitting facing the direction the train is moving." The woman pointed out, "But this is the opposite direction now." The man looked at her, and said warmly, "Yes, but now I'm facing you." His answer made her heart skip a beat. She took the initiative to swap seats with the man. At that moment, a street musician nearby started singing a love song. In that small space, their connection quickly deepened. But happy moments never last long. The train reached its final destination. The two said goodbye reluctantly. The man gathered his courage and made a promise with the woman to meet here again on the 28th. The woman promised she'd be there and then asked, "Are you sure you don't want my phone number?" But the man was hoping for a kind of old-fashioned, fairy tale romance, so he didn't ask for her contact information, leaving their next meeting entirely in the hands of fate. Back home, the woman told her mother about the encounter on the train. Her mother was thrilled and looked forward to her daughter having a passionate romance. The man thought the 2 weeks would pass quickly, but he couldn't sleep even on the first night, so he pretended to text her. The woman did the same on her end. Every time she heard her phone, she jumped out of bed to check, but after repeated disappointment, she started writing down everything she wanted to tell him in her phone. To make time pass faster, the man began cleaning his entire place. But on the day they were supposed to meet, a terrible announcement came over the radio. Due to the pandemic, the lockdown was extended from 2 weeks to 3. No one was allowed to go more than 2 kilometers from home. The woman decided to give up, and even said the man's beard was kind of annoying. Her mother was upset, as she had told the neighbors about her daughter's new romance. Now the whole neighborhood was waiting to see what would happen. At the same time, the man's brother tried to convince him to give up on her. He said, "After all this time, she's probably already moved on and forgotten about you." But the man didn't want to miss out on true love. He told his brother, "If she's not at the station, I'll pay your rent for a whole year." He then set off on his brother's bicycle, riding toward the train station 6 kilometers away. Seeing the heavily guarded streets, he tried to sneak through, but he was stopped by lockdown enforcement officers. He immediately told them the story of him and the woman. Meanwhile, the woman was in the same situation. Just like that, the pandemic kept them from meeting again. The man sat hopelessly on the steps, regretting his stupid romantic idea. At that very moment, he suddenly remembered the woman had taken a delivery call on the train. She had mentioned the name of her street to the courier, and that street wasn't far from where he was. The man steeled himself for a long-term pursuit. With his car loaded with food, he drove back and forth along that street, refusing to give up on the love that was rightfully his.